On today's episode of the Command Center podcast, we have 4th of July and Mumbo Sauce. Thank you, Mumbo Sauce. This is the first time I've had it live on camera. This is a fan-produced show. We talk about our Goosebump moments and where are they now. It all starts right now.
Bluefoot, where are you?
Welcome to the Command Center podcast. I'm Logan Paulson here with Fred Smoot and Santana Moss. Yep. Boys, always a blast to be doing this show with you. You taking any vacation this summer?
Yes, I am. They call me the Traveling Mac. And
Traveling.
See, you never watched Fraggle Rock, and they had Uncle Traveling Mac. You watched it. It's too old for him. But no, I think I'm gonna go to the Essence Festival. That's something me and my homeboys did, and I haven't been in a while. That's in New Orleans. It's all going through the 4th.
I'm worried about my guy.
Yeah,
going to New Orleans.
No, that's home for me.
Down the street from. It's down.
That's street from
but home isn't always good for you.
You know it ain't. That's why I'm going. That's why I'm going to the town next to my home. You see what I'm saying? Most definitely. Yeah. But then it's time to go get some beach. I ain't figured out what beach I'm going to. Probably Jamaica. That's always been one of my favorite ones. So that's what I'm gonna do. You just left Cape Cod, right?
No, yeah. I did. It's always good. I went up for a wedding. Good time. So always fun to go up there. I know I don't go to a Jamaica. I'm not cool like you.
No, it just be so funny when you be like, yeah, I'm going on vacation. We be like, where you going? You be like, Cape Boston. Okay.
All right, Tan, what you got? Anything?
I mean, honestly,
you said you were taking the kids to the Bahamas,
I'm gonna take them to the Bahamas. I mean, this is something that we used to do all the time. Like I tell you, my father's Bahamian, and so when I found, not even when I
you
found
said
out,
you bumped into some people down there.
No,
right?
It's crazy. It was a crazy story. I'll save it for another time. But when I first got a piece of money, got in the league, I went to the Bahamas every off season, and like since I've been retired, I only been once. So going back,
it's about time.
About that time.
Going back to Cali.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, it's summer, man. It's always good time to get away, but it's always fun to be here doing this show.
Yeah, man. Why not? We're gonna work.
All right, now a little housekeeping. So we've got the historical podcast coming up, that Hales Tales podcast, and we've got unsung heroes of Super Bowl, what is it, 22? Is that it, right?
Yeah, 22, yeah.
And some people that helped out that you might not expect helped out in that thing. I got to listen to that. It's really, really good. When's that coming out, Jason?
It's coming out the week of July 4th.
The week of July 4th.
I believe July 1st or 2nd, one of those. I can't remember exactly.
But that week it's
going to be that week. We're going to drop the first episode on this channel. So if you subscribe and listen on this channel, we'll drop it there. Does that make sense? So you don't have to miss. You won't miss it.
Right. Oh, if you're subscribed
right here to this podcast, you won't miss it. It'll also have its own channel as well, the Hail Tales channel. But just in case you forget to type that in, subscribe over there and go over there, you'll get the first episode here.
And it's definitely worth it. Like I got to listen to the first one. It's really well done. Obviously Jason produced it. Hannah, I forgot her last name.
Of it. I like the whole Hail Tales type thing.
Yeah, Hail Tales.
It's really cool. And it's cool to hear like Doug talk, Joe Gibbs talk, all those guys.
Because this stuff we wouldn't know unless they let us know it.
Right,
like that's the thing about it. Like you get your overall view and how the media reports a situation. Like now, we got to give it up to the Celtics. They won the championship. All right, but the people inside of there will get. From 10 years, 15 years from now, these will be the stories. Like, was it any in-house back and forth between Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown? Was there any so we'll get all those intimate things. And by the way, I got to get Derek White some props. First of all, he cut the hair off his head.
Hey, bro, and it changed his whole appearance and his game. I mean,
and when he broke that tip, he broke his tooth. I said, that boy came right back in that game. Yeah. I said, Celtics finna win that game. Because once you start sacrificing like that, hard to beat you.
I mean, those guys gotten so close, man, the last few years.
Yeah.
And I think last year kind of caught everybody off guard.
Talking about the Celtics?
Yeah. It caught everybody off guard when the Heat got lucky and beat them. And I don't know if it's luck, but the Heat beat them.
Yeah, the Heat kind of had their number.
I didn't feel like the Heat was worthy of going to the, to the championship.
They wasn't the better team.
And so it's just great to see those guys finally get over the hump. But that thing about, the Brown and your boy Tatum, it's going to be something that we see. I guess we can kind of watch in the making, because now Tatum finna get that big mega max deal. But Brown has quietly been that guy on the team.
MVP in the Eastern Conference, MVP in the what's his name. Now, here go the thing. Can we all agree as a group that Boston don't need no more parades?
Nah.
Like Boston averages 4 parades a decade between the Patriots, the Red Sox, and the Celtics.
Well, so when I went up there, it's a crazy sports town. It is a crazy sports town. Every bar, you go to like a nice restaurant, 5-star restaurant, they got the game on in the bar. Everyone's sitting over there, eating their dinner and getting up and checking. Like, people love that city, and it's been good for them in terms of winning games.
Listen, we played in a generation of Tom Brady, so we know how many the Patriots did. Don't forget about Big Papi and the Red Sox teams. And Boston Celtics, they just go in and out of winning.
And the Bruins, too, the hockey team.
The hockey team, like, come on. I know for a stretch in the early 2000s, they had a parade yearly.
They've been a blessed fan base, put it like that.
Absolutely.
Could
be the most blessed fan base in America.
Definitely over the last probably 30 years, I would say.
Yeah, 30 years, most definitely.
For sure. So in addition to the Hails Tales podcast, which we're all really excited about, if you are a Commanders fan, you definitely need to check this out. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. Commanders fans, check it out.
Yep.
We also got training camp. That's coming up, too. And if you want tickets, we don't have dates yet. They haven't been announced. But if you want tickets, go to commanders.com to get tickets, and they're free.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to come to Ashburn. We're going to be doing our live shows covering training camp. We'll be there. Come by, get a shirt. Merch, right? We got the one with the 3 faces on it. We're not wearing it today, but you've seen it before. Come by, get it. We'll sign it for you. We'd love to see you guys out there, so make sure you get that done. Now, today's show, Fred, is a scary show.
I love it.
Because it's all fan-produced.
Oh, the fans are producing this show.
Fans have spoken. Huh?
These are all questions, comments from ThatHawkOutside@gmail.com. Just in case I said it too fast. ThatHawkOutside@gmail.com is there. So if you want to.
Hawk ain't here right now.
Dude, are you cold?
I don't know what's outside, but it ain't the Hawk.
No, the Hawk is inside, like in the summertime, because the heat out there, we bring the Hawk in.
Dude, when you come inside, it's like so nice. You get that AC, you're like, oh,
hey, you know when I know it's all good when we walk here, I look over there at that corner at the top of that ceiling, and that Hawk's nest over there. When I see them little babies twerking, I'm like, yeah, it's cool in here. That's how you want it when it's hot, man. I got to say, it was 90 degrees. It's 90 degrees today. Oh, it's hot outside.
I'm doing that football thing in the morning, and I'm standing watching, and it's like you just dripping.
No, this is when I know it. When you get in your car and try to hurry up and turn the AC on, and you just start sweating, that's when you know you're in trouble, bro.
Dog, I remember when I first got here, and everyone, because I'm from California, and it gets hot in California, but it's a dry
But it's still that breeze.
It's dry heat, and the breeze from the ocean.
Yeah.
And so I got out here, and everyone had all these automatic starters, and I was like, I thought you only did that when it was cold. And he's like, and I remember the guy was like, it was cool. He was like, nah, young man. It's here for the heat. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I remember getting my rental car the first day, and I was just like
stuck to the seat.
Yeah, I was just completely sweating. I just showered from practice. I was like, I need to get that.
Learn your environment. and then what I love about this area, we get all seasons.
Yeah.
Like we do have a fall, we do have a spring. Our summer is a real summer, and the winter is a real winter. I love it.
All right, so now we got these fan-produced questions, and if you want to leave more questions, make sure ThatHawkOutside@gmail.com. And what we got, Jason?
Guess who is a fan of us?
Who that?
I don't know.
Capital City Mambo Sauce.
Oh, damn.
We're also a fan of theirs. It's all over my house.
See, but I never had it.
Until now.
Here's what happened. Here's what happened real quickly. On a previous episode, Logan said he's never had Mambo Sauce before.
And that's why we say he wasn't really a part of the DMV yet.
Capital City heard that and went, guys.
Gotta bless you.
We got to get Logan some Mambo Sauce. So this is for all of you. They sent us these here.
Okay. There you go.
Wow. I'll pass. Oh, that's heavy.
We got
This is what it feels like when my kids' gifts.
Christmas in the Smoot House.
Courtesy of Capital City right there. Open those up.
Capital City Mambo Sauce.
Mambo Sauce for everybody.
Dude, what? Oh, man.
And this is pronounced Mambo Sauce, not Mambo.
It's just a normal box, Logan. What do you do?
Until you open it up, we got a Mambo Sauce shirt. Oh, I got little Mambo Sauce. I got big Mambo Sauce.
Show. And then we got, what'd you say, Fred? This is for the purse.
Yeah, that's for the purse. You know, the Beyonce keep that hot sauce in her purse. You know what I'm saying?
Now, Logan, you gotta know what it tastes like now. Now you have it. You have to know so I went out and got some wings.
All right.
Yeah, let's try some wings here. A little
nice.
Some
wings. So are they all the same?
So they have different flavors. They have
different flavors. Go with the regular one. Don't go with the spicy yet.
So sweet hot?
Do mild.
Mild.
Do mild.
Yeah. All right, mild. Here we go. Thank you, Tana. There we go. Thank you, Fred.
I got 10 wings there. There's enough for all of you if you want some.
Listen. Watch out.
This is great podcasting. People are going to love you guys eating.
I have taped them up. Well, just open yours. I ain't opening mine.
Yeah, I'll open mine if I can get this open.
Open yours.
Or just do the little one. They have a little.
Yeah, do it.
I already opened the big one. It's too late. I already opened it up.
All right, open it.
I'm going to like it. I have to like it now. It's a whole big thing.
It's a mild one. You got the mild?
Yeah, mild. Yeah. Is the spicy really spicy?
Mambo sauce.
God, I hate these things.
Yeah, you just not the man you used.
All those weights you lift.
I know, and I can't get it.
Look at him. He drinking mumbo sauce, people.
We'll take. All right, here we go. Wings are getting passed around here.
Yeah. What's the best thing to put mambo sauce on? I've heard wings, but is there anything else? Like half smokes or anything?
I've only tried it on wings.
I've been say they go real with ketchup and fries. Right? And, like
wings?
Like think about it. Like,
mumbo. What goes with mumbo sauce?
The mumbo sauce. Like usually when you get the mumbo sauce and you get the fries all together, it drips onto the fries, and now you got this mixture of a mumbo sauce and ketchup.
So how much you just put the whole thing on there?
Hey, let me show you how to do it. Stop. You're not dipping it.
I'm not. Okay, yeah.
What you're gonna do is put it on the chicken.
Put it on the chicken. I got you. So yeah, Fred's learning me.
Borash, a smoot.
I was gonna say, Chef bullshitter himself. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no, listen. Ain't nobody working the kitchen like me and Young Jeezy.
Oh man.
There you go. Pass it around.
I want to hear your mouth.
Right.
Now, as you bite in this, you're gonna see that your taste buds gonna start to smile. You gotta keep your mouth in the right spot.
Are you a promo guy for mumbo sauce? You love mumbo sauce.
I love it.
I swear they need to have them on there. Need to do a commercial.
Oh, listen to that crunch.
All right, let me put this out my way.
Well, that's nice.
I told you.
The sweet hot's my favorite. I like the kick.
You like a little tangy.
Yeah, I
do too.
kick.
But I want to make sure his first one went hot for him.
Wasn't too bad.
Fred, you always talk about how Logan can't taste anything because he's smell blind. You know, when Get Loud, the last episode of Get Loud, or maybe it was 2 episodes ago by the time this comes out, where you did the jelly bean challenge.
This more.
Yeah. Logan came in and producer Anna gave him some beans and was like, "Here, have this." Unfazed, like,
And you know,
she's like, "That's that's a dirty Band-Aid or something." He's like, "Oh, okay."
You can kind of taste it. You can kind of taste dirty Band-Aid.
Did they give him? How many did he eat? How many did he eat?
Like 4.
So
they're like, "That's barf." He's like,
I've been saying,
"Yeah, okay, I can see that."
He could have ate barf. He could have ate booger. He could have ate any of these.
I had like, what was the other one? It was like, vomit. Yeah, whatever.
And it did nothing to you.
Well, I could taste it, but it wasn't like,
overwhelming.
Yeah.
So what does this taste like? It's better than that.
This is
It is, I hope.
This is really good. Yeah, I mean, it's really kind of like my perfect kind of sauce, like a little sweet, a little salty. I think it's amazing, actually. And I'm kind of surprised I haven't had some before now.
Well, now you have a whole box. Thank you, Capital City,
thank you,
for being fans of the pod. Really appreciate it.
That's awesome.
And
thank you. It's very nice. And now thank you for resolving my
I'll pass that down.
mumbo sauce limitation. Do you want this or no?
Well, here go the thing about it is, for a man, this how I tell you how good mumbo sauce is. For a man with no taste buds to still taste it, that tells that it works. It's worth the wait.
Also, where'd you get these wings?
From a place down the street.
Oh, okay.
No free ads, so I'm not going to say it on here, but I'll tell you when we're done. Yeah,
all right.
But it was recommended by Brian.
Oh,
yeah, BC, our host of Command Center.
Oh,
yeah,
so you listen to Brian?
Like,
he only been here like 3 weeks, and you listen to him with the best.
But I trust him. I trust him. He was like, "No, trust. This is a good place."
Brian got it from us. You know, I've done spoken about this spot.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, so it's from Tana to Brian to me.
That makes more sense.
All right, sorry, Tana. It was from.
No,
Tana.
it was really from. You know, I'm pretty sure Kayla told him about it because we all talked about it before. But
producer,
I like the way you said. No free ad. So
no free ads.
Promo. You want us to talk about your wings? Leave a message.
Send them like Capital City did here. Yeah, we love to talk about Capital City.
Yeah, they
got great sauce.
We love free stuff. All right. My grandma used to always tell me if they giving away free stuff, bring 100 back. We'll figure out what to do with it later.
Yeah, I have a sweet and hot. They gave us a couple of these a couple of months ago, and the sweet and hot I just go through at our house. We put it on almost everything.
Do you got any extra stuff that you put it on? Because I like to eat, like, it's some vegetables I eat with some mumbo sauce.
I'll put it on anything. I'll put it on pasta. I'll put it on tacos. I'll put it on anything.
I have put it on tacos before.
Pasta?
Yeah, instead of like Alfredo sauce, instead of like a sauce, I'll just do a little olive oil and then that and mix it up, and that's good enough for me. Yeah,
I done put them on hot dogs before. That's how bad it's been. I'm addicted.
It's good though. It's like a nice sweet sauce. It's fun. Thank you, Capital City Mambo Sauce. Appreciate it. All right, so now we got the next segment, right?
Yep.
Which is all fan questions, and our guy Bradford Savage said he wants different versions of Just a Guy Jason.
Oh,
right?
He wants all 3 versions of Jason.
He said he wanted multiple. I don't know exactly what that means. And so, Jason, what you got?
There you go.
Hater. I ain't know all pirates was haters.
Well, Hater Jason's here to say that Jayden Daniels is too small. He's going to get hurt. He's not big enough to play the position the way he wants to play it.
Doesn't bother Tyrod Taylor. Didn't bother Drew Brees.
Didn't bother Lamar Jackson.
That don't bother nobody. Like, y'all got to understand, in football, anomalies are special in themselves.
Yeah.
If somebody shows up and he 5'9", 160 pounds, he here for a reason.
Yeah.
All right. So at the end of the day, prototypical things in this league are usually regular.
Yeah.
Like the most explosive things come in things that are either too big or too small to explain. Derrick Henry, too big to explain.
Yeah.
Dante Hall, too small to explain. Santana Moss say he was too small to play outside. Didn't seem to phase him in 14 years. Because you took a prototypical guy, my guy Rod Gardner, didn't last that long.
Right.
Look good getting off the bus. But who causes problems?
He's the dude from The Amazing Race.
That's him.
Dude, he looks great coming off the bus.
Listen, he always been like that. But guess what? That's prototypical.
Yeah.
That's non-prototypical.
Yeah.
Give me the non-prototypical every time.
Yeah, I mean, and the other thing is, like, he's not that small. You know, he's 6'4", he's tall. He's 195 pounds, so not crazy small.
He 205, 270
I think
now.
the other thing that gives me confidence is, I like that he took some shots in college.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is I like that he's super competitive. I like that he's tough. I like that he wants to win. I like that he's willing to put it on the line to make it happen, right?
Yeah.
People say, we got hurt against Alabama, but if you watch that game, he got hurt because it was a late hit.
Yeah,
it was like kind of a cheap shot. So, and again, like I think he's got, like you talked about this the other day, Tana, like with comparing him to Robert Griffin III. He's got kind of a Gumby type bend to him. So when he gets hit, like I play with dudes like this who there's some
He's
dudes
flimsy.
There's some dudes who apply the contact and they're rigid.
Yeah.
And that's when you get hurt because something pops.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're kind of flexible and you can take shots, your body kind of morphs and molds around the
goes with the
contact.
hit, yeah.
And so I think like when I see him running, I'm like, again, he's tall. He can see over the offensive line. He can make the throws. But I also think he knows how to take shots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And again, you want him to.
He knows how to give. Like
Yes.
when the contact is made, he's not trying to
fight it.
Fight it and go forward.
He's a football player.
Yeah.
You know, that's the difference when you have guys that come in that they're good at a couple of things, and that's why they became who they are. You know, and then you have a guy that this is all he done all his life, and he's been around. Because when you come from areas like California, Florida, Georgia, and you can't deny Texas and Louisiana and Mississippi football as well.
Don't give him that one.
No, I got to give it to him because if he gonna throw it in there anyway, I might as well give him some props. But those states build different kind of breeds of football players, and not just talking about the quarterback position. You got a guy like Drew Brees, who's too short.
Yeah.
And smaller than this kid that we got, and that they talking about that's too small to put in the game.
What about when Deshaun came out? Too small.
Too small.
Well,
You know what I mean? So
you can't explain why.
I just feel like Fred hit it on the head. He's here for a reason. He made it this far because he can play football. And regardless of how violent the sport is on this level, he's going to be able to adapt and go out there and do the same thing that he's shown us he did throughout his career to get here. Because with that being said, now he's going to be a little smarter in how he take on those hits.
Sure.
That's all it's about the game. Like when you look at it, every level we got used to something. You know what I mean? It wasn't comfortable at first, but then eventually we say, okay, now I know what to do in this situation.
Can't do that no more.
So it's going to be one of those situations for him. He's a little guy, but he's not as little as everybody thinks he is. And when it comes to just taking on some of those hits, you already know the quarterback gets protected. The only thing we have to worry about is when he get outside that I guess you can say that barrier of protection. Yeah. How smart is he going to be as a football player? Will he slide? Will he go out of bounds? Will he know when to pick and choose to take those hits? So I don't look at the size part of it. I just look at how smart will he be as a football player, knowing that these guys going to be after your head once you get past the line of scrimmage.
You play college with Maurice Jones-Drew?
Yeah.
People don't understand he ain't that tall.
He's probably 5'6". Like,
tough as nails, though.
But guess what? Anomaly. Like Darren Sproles, you played against him, right? Yeah. Not like it's just player after player after player.
I got a crazy story about Maurice Jones-Drew. So I've only seen 3 helmets get cracked in half in my life. He did all 3 of them.
Wow.
Like he'd be running like ISO and the linebacker would fit head down, and it's like that sound when and it's like the plastic bends.
It's over.
And all of a sudden he just comes out with no helmet on. I'm like, oh, his helmet got knocked off, and then he's just picking up 2 halves. In practice, we were doing a drill. He had a pass protection pickup. Pow! Same type of thing. Snap. helmet, both sides falls off, and you're just like, did you just crack another helmet? Dude, it was an absolute unit.
He got an Android for a head.
No, I know what he mean because I got a story about Maurice Jones. He don't like me, right?
What?
So tell him, you know what? I don't care. But we played him in the preseason, and it's that third preseason game.
Yeah.
When he was in Jacksonville. And they ran like a toss sweep, and he kind of had me going backwards, right? Then he come back, and they threw a swing pass to him. So I ain't finna try to hit. I can't get down as low as he is. I'm about to get a little more low to get this dude.
Yeah.
So I ended up like cutting him low and cutting him like on the side of his knee. Of course, he got up limping and stuff. Oh, Smoke, man, don't do that. It's preseason. I ain't gonna let you run me over in the preseason. I don't care if everybody be in the preseason. Then he got mad at him because he had to miss like the first 2 games of the year.
That was like 07, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, because I hurt his knee. And I dude, I wasn't trying to hurt your knee, but I wasn't going to just let you run me over.
Right.
And if I run up to you and try to grab you like this, you're going to demolish me.
Dude, he used to have, so his legs, like.
Oh, they like this.
First off, he's like bodybuilder big. Yeah. Like, and just off of eating some McDonald's. Like,
I ain't going to lie. He look like London Fletcher right now.
Shut up,
I just seen him now. He look like he done ate everything in the deep freeze.
How does London, how do you always talk shit on London?
I love London.
London gonna mess him up.
Listen, I'm on a one-man mission to make sure that man gets into the Hall of Fame sooner than later.
Yeah.
So he can hate me because I talk trash to him, but he know I'm gonna look out for him.
But also, Maurice Jones-Drew used to have to get his pants specially fitted. They like his thighs were so thick.
Wow.
Compared to his weight, like he was just a freaky dude. Like looked like a Ninja Turtle. Just
No, I understand. I had to hit him.
Yeah. So back to Jayden. Sorry. The other thing I think is, what can Cliff Kingsbury do to help him? And I understand like quarterback run's going to be a part of the offense. It helps the offense. It makes simpler coverages. But understanding when to call that, the volume of how much you can call it with him, when he can be aggressive, I'm saying like go get it, and when he should like fight for something. Yeah, everyone remembers that play that Will Levis had last year where it's 2nd and 11 and he's diving for a first down. He's 5 yards away. Yeah. Like, we don't need that there. Like, just be smart, But
also, it's a difference between taming a player and changing the way they play. It's such a thin line.
But it's to me, it's just making decisions.
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna say get the ball out, quick throw. I'm gonna tell you like this: quarterbacks get hurt inside the pocket way more than outside the pocket. So I'm tired of hearing that. Like running quarterbacks get hit inside the pocket and get hurt too.
Yeah.
Like, so the thing about it is when he's inside the pocket, what is he doing? Is this a 5-step read, a 3-step read? Is this ball supposed to be gone? Now, the timing of the routes are going to help him. Getting the ball out of his hand, moving the pocket, waggles, quarterback waggles, bootlegs, stuff where the clock is already automatically there because once you get on that foot, you got to get that ball out your hand. So take it out of his hands and let the play call dictate when the ball is leaving.
I think also just tell him to play football. You know what I mean? Don't come in here with the mindset of that you trying to protect yourself. That's when you're
trying to be Superman, right?
Bingo, either or. That's when you get hurt. Those things when you're doing something you don't have to do. I've been in situations that as a receiver, I remember we were getting ready to have a bye week, and I just knew not to go out for that out route if he throws it. I'm doing the route regardless, but some say go for it. I see the corner there, but that was just me being stubborn, knowing that I'm not finna catch it, and then I'm finna take this hit. And here I am, boom, concussion. I got to leave the game, and we got a bye week the next week. So I'm sitting there like, damn, I might miss my vacation.
Oh, no, you ain't going on no vacation.
But that was a time when I had a chance to make a decision. So you got to be smart football player. And I tell you, I made a ton of smart decisions. I tell my son to this day, when you got a couple of guys on you, now it's time to go them. Now it's time to let those legs go.
Let it go.
Don't try to fight for yardage. And that's something that, that he's going to, like I said, it's going to be situations like that occur throughout the, the process of him developing as a player. And he's going to know, okay, I don't have to make this throw. I don't have to take this hit, get out of bounds, save myself in the next play. So I think it's going to be a lot of how they call plays, how they construct things around him, which we know that Kingsbury run the ball more efficiently than we think. Some of the people have given him.
Yep.
But I think with that being added, just telling him, play football. Don't sit here and try to be one or the other, and you'll see your maturation, develop.
And I was flimsy like that. I never get hurt. I never get hurt because I could be at the bottom of a pile and I could be just balled up in it. And I'm tearing nothing because I'm flimsy. Yeah. And I just pop right back up. I think that's going to benefit him on this level where his muscles are not stiff. He's not diesel to the point where if this arm is in the wrong place, or this it's gonna snap.
Yeah. 100%. The other thing I wanted to ask you guys is you said like you had to modify your play style. Mm-hmm. What was like the thing that you remember like changing the most when you got to league as opposed to in college?
Well, just not taking those. So, I used to break a lot of runs. And I remember the other day I was just sitting there saying to myself, I'm like, man, I was watching someone made a highlight of me from my Jet days and, Redskin days. And I haven't seen those Jet highlights in so long.
Yeah.
So I'm watching them and I'm like, wow. And then I saw myself on a couple of, I had 2 reverses where it's me and 3 guys. In college, I would have diced one guy up and split him. And I remember I saw myself do 1-1-2 and got out of bounds. But that's after I done had a knee surgery.
Yeah.
So I modified that quick to say, hey, man, I don't want to take a chance on this
what
knee.
You can get.
You know what I mean? I'm going to get enough yards. I already got a first down or 2. Mm-hmm. Now I'll get out of bounds, send myself in the next play. And I saw myself doing that in different, times when I had the ball in the middle of the field. If I catch them over the middle of the field, if I don't have a clear-cut lane to run, after I make that one guy miss, I'm looking for the next guy or trying to field to get down because now I don't want nobody to come and hit me from behind. I remember one of my plays, watching it on that tape, I did a slip screen on the sideline. We're playing the Cowboys at home. And I did a slip screen. I took the corner, got inside, outran the linebacker. Here come Roy Williams. He done missed me earlier. But by the time I get to the next guy, I'm trying to fight through it.
Yeah.
He grabs me from behind and falls on the back of my legs.
Yeah.
And I'm known for that.
But I understood that. But I didn't know that he did that until I watched that clip.
Yeah.
Didn't even see it after the game. And I'm like, this dude was trying to hurt me. So luckily, I didn't get injured. And luckily, that wasn't something catastrophic. But plays like that, you have to be smart because I'm on the sideline already. All I had to do was just get out of bounds. You know what I mean? So stuff like that's going to come up throughout your – and you can't be one of those guys that's scared to go out there and play football. Mm-hmm. But those are some of the things that I did just to modify, like, the chances that I took of, I guess you can say protecting my body.
Yeah, I think that's a great point because, like, again, like I was always a guy that was like, 3 guys, I'm putting my head down and trying to get something, because you're like, I'm not the athlete that some other guys were. But I did learn over the course of my career that I couldn't do that as much because I couldn't protect the ball. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't hold the ball because you're in a pile of people.
Because you feel like they were putting a helmet on your hand.
Yeah, helmet on the hand, and then so I'd be trying to run somebody over, and he'd hold me up, and then someone would just grab the ball.
No. That's what we're taught. Like, we're taught first man secure the tackle, second man go for the ball. That's why I was always the second man.
And that's something you had to learn. Hey, I can't get away with this all the time anymore. And I think the same thing's going to happen for Jaylen, in terms of understanding what he can and can't do, the angle he can and can't break, when he can kind of get the first down, when he's got to slide. I think that'll all come.
But it's and I hate to say this, it's something that he has to learn himself, though. It can't be given to him by OG. Yeah, it's got to be like, go out there and feel for yourself.
Yeah. It's going to come.
Because I think that's the other thing, and I tell people this all the time. Like in college, there's a couple guys that'll hit, probably 2 guys on a team that'll like really hitters. Yeah. In the NFL, man, like everybody's a hitter.
If we catch you not looking, all us hit.
Yeah. And it's violent, it's physical. It's just a different game, different mentality. So, and you got to learn it for yourself. But Jason. So now we've had Hater Jason, and now what's the next one we got? I can't wait to hear
No
it.
more haterade.
Hey guys. I
what is this? Melancholy
Jason.
I think I got the summertime blues.
Oh no!
I miss Joe Gibbs so much, and I miss what he brought here. Will we ever see something like that again?
The
glory days.
First of all,
the glory days. Oh,
he go anytime somebody name start with the word the. THE, the Joseph. Like, ain't gonna be no another Joseph.
This man.
All right, let's just put that there. Coach Gibbs got his own lane, period. But Dan Quinn is another flavor. Now the question is, can he start a football family here like Coach Gibbs did? Can he catch lightning in the bottom? Can he have longevity? Can he get over the hump and win that Super Bowl? I think out of the coaches we had in the past, I would already, before one game has even been played, it's just me watching him practice, watching him handle himself around the building. He's already one of the best coaches we had in the last couple of years. I'm just sorry. And he haven't played. So Melancholy Jason, I tell you this, turn that frown upside down. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be all right. Turn that thing into a smile. I think we might got the next best thing to the Joseph. Dan Quinn.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you, man. I'm one of those guys, man. I'm always optimistic.
You're always optimistic, but you're always cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic. That's a great word. Yeah. I never used it that way. But no, honestly, I always think that, the best going to come out of a situation. And at the same time, I'm just never, to the point to where that's stubborn to think that, I don't like to even speak the negative part of it into play. I don't want to even put those words out there because I know how, that tongue is a weapon, what I mean? And what you speak sometimes
you can speak it into existence.
Yeah. So, Jason, I will say, man, we all miss the Joseph. Like Fred wanted to put it in terms. He done changed the man name to the Joseph. Joe Gibbs. No, we miss those days. We miss those. I didn't get a chance of the glory years with Coach Gibbs, but I love the coach he was to me from 05 to 07. And it was just something about him. It was a different aura about him. Like, we played some good football. In those 3 years that he was here with me, we had 2 playoff appearances. Mm-hmm. And that's great from just knowing what he meant to this organization way before that, as far as the Super Bowl runs and all that. But I think when you have a coaching staff, because we've seen so many different ones come in here since that time, when you have a guy in Dan Quinn who's shows you the style of play has traveled with him from Seattle to Atlanta.
That's a great point.
To Dallas.
Yeah.
You have to be optimistic that it's going to come here too.
Yes.
And it's not just you getting a coach and saying that, okay, the reason why Joe Gibbs was so successful is because he came. Joe Gibbs had to build those teams as well. And that's what you see going on here. Yeah. They got 20-something of their best guys we're going to keep that was already here. And we're going to go get out a whole 20-something more that we feel that fits the mold that we like to play.
It's better than what we had.
So when you put all that into perspective, it's another reason to be optimistic as I am, because you say, man, these guys wouldn't have got the best of the best to play with the best that we had here. It only going to pan out to be better than what we saw. So with that being said, man, I think those days are soon to be seen again.
Yeah, the glory days are coming back.
But we have to give them time to go out there
let's
and
be
do
patient and let them cook.
Yeah.
Let them cook.
And I will say to Melancholy Jason's question, like, I'm going to be a little bit, guy. I don't know if you'll ever get back to Joe Gibbs because of how
that's why I didn't try to do it.
Because free agency the way it is, because how you can structure teams, because how defenses are now, it's just harder. How the transient nature of coaching staffs, way different, right? But I do think that, again, I'm with Tana here, in that, like, when you look at the stuff that they've done this offseason, new ownership, the investments they've made in the building, Adam Peters, how he handled the draft, how he handled free agency, how all those guys have a fit and kind of an identity within the defense, Dan and what he's done in terms of hiring the coaching staff, they're all checking the right boxes.
Yeah.
Now, you got to go out and play football, there's injuries, all this adversity can happen, but I think in terms of establishing a foundation, Jason, like, I think this is a pretty exciting time to be a fan, because ultimately, like, I think this feels, again, I was up part of San Francisco in 17, kind of that was the Kyle's first year, their foundation. It feels a lot like that, and it feels like they handled it better. Because one of the things about that year is that John Lynch was there. He'd never been a GM before. Yeah. Adam Peters never been a GM before, but he's been in scouting. He's been in front offices his entire. And I feel like they hit the ball out of the park from the jump.
Am I the only idiot that, when I was young and seen the word melancholy, I thought it was a vegetable in the grocery store?
I didn't think that, but that doesn't mean you're dumb or an idiot.
Yeah, I know you're the dumbest Paulson.
I am, but if I'm the dumbest Paulson and I'm smarter than you,
no, you're not.
What does that mean?
No, you're not.
What are we talking about? If he's calling me dumb, doesn't know what melancholy is. Come on, man.
I said when I was young, when I was youthful, when I was in like junior high school, I was like, melancholy. Did I eat some of that yesterday?
Probably said you did eat something. Knowing you, pair of lips.
Well, what I'm hearing is that Hater Jason, Melancholy Jason, not Broccoli Jason, they need to go, and it's time for Optimistic Jason.
That's Jason.
Yeah, raise hail, guys.
Yeah, that's the guy I want.
Raise hail. This is our time.
Yeah,
it begins now. Yeah. The new dynasty in DC.
Yeah, no, I'm with that. I'm with the fact. I'm with the fact beyond saying dynasty and put all that. I'm with the fact of that positive way of thinking. Yeah. You know what I mean? You have to come into.
Why not?
You have to have that mindset of saying It's crazy, man. Like when we were young, we didn't realize how much of us believing in what we was going to be or believing in our gifts that we was going to actually achieve it. It all started here.
Yeah, we wanted to, but we didn't know if we were.
We didn't know thinking it every day, striving to be it every day was going to lead to us having that, seeing that come through. So, Optimistic Jason is the guy I want to see every day. I want to see that guy that speaks it, that believes it, that breathes it, that eats it, because eventually it catch like wildfire.
Yeah.
Everybody in the building going to have the same feeling. Everybody in the building going to play with that kind of tenacity. Everybody's going in the building is going to sleep with that kind of perspective of saying that I got to get up in the morning to go work towards this goal. Yep. And if you think about it, we talked about Adam Peters being here. We talked about the things that he was around and the things that you already have seen him construct as him being the head guy here. It's because he sat back along with the other guys who was in place and say, hey, we're probably a year or two away. Let's get this guy. Let's get this guy. Mm-hmm. You know, some of those guys was misses, the quarterback position.
Let's realize.
But at the same time, you got to give them praise for the guy they got who no one would have thought that would have been the guy that should be leading their ship. Yeah. And we know his name,
Brock
Mr.
Purdy. Yep.
Yeah. So it Mr. Irrelevant, I was going to say. Yeah. But with all that being said, he brought that same kind of energy to this building. You can see it.
Yeah.
You can see how they did things in the draft. Like, we was sitting there blindly, not knowing who they was going to get, but we was saying the positions we need.
Yeah.
And whether it was the name on the dot that we wanted, it was that position being fulfilled. So you see already he had the mindset, he had the game plan. That's where it all starts. And like I say, we need to get a shirt, say Optimistic J.
Yeah, hey,
Optimistic Jason.
I like that.
I like
Should we get
that.
his face on there too?
Have y'all ever had like a favorite restaurant, but then they start the quality of the food start to kind of wane
like
on you?
Every restaurant nowadays, because they can't keep up with the damn.
And then they close it for 2 weeks, and then they open it up and say, with new management. Mm-hmm. So when you get that new management, you're like, oh, same restaurant.
Yeah.
Serving the same food, but they probably got new cooks. They probably got new managers.
Went bankrupt. That's when they changed.
Yeah. Let me go back in this spot and give it an optimistic chance to win me back over. Yeah. That's what it is. Like, once you see something and, like, the old people ain't running no more, I want to, I got the new, let me get these new people a team. You should feel like that. And I always say, I judge my floating ship by the sinking ships around me. Dallas, I don't know how optimistic they are. They kind of like, if we don't win this year, we ain't never gonna do it. That's what they feel like they have. The Giants over there like, we ain't been this bad in 30 years. And in Philadelphia right there saying, we got all the ingredients, but our coaches said we got to get the coaching part right. Mm-hmm. You got to feel good. You got your quarterback. You got your new ownership group. You got a new head coach. If you ever wanted a fresh start as a Washington fan, it's getting no fresher than this. Yeah. You'll never have a start like this ever again.
Yeah, and I think just because you're optimistic doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but I think you should be optimistic. You know what I'm saying? Kind of what everyone's saying. Like, they still got to get probably a little bit more talented. They got to kind of put it all together. They got to hit on the draft picks. All those things got to happen.
Yeah.
But in terms of this offseason, and I've said it 100 times, but like, God, like they've just done it the right way.
Yeah.
The process has been right. And it's been something we haven't seen here for a couple of years. Just every decision, you can see the justification. You can see how it circles back. And ultimately, when you look at good organizations, that's the common thread. Look at Detroit. Look at Kansas City. Look at whoever you want. The 49ers, right? They all have that common thread of this is our identity. This is the type of people we're bringing in, from the coaches to the players.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. So I think you should be excited. Is it going to lead to winning right away? I don't know.
That's the great thing about football.
But I do think the foundation's there, and maybe not this year, maybe not the following year, but 3-4 years from now, like, this team's going to be a menace.
A juggernaut. Yes. Yeah, most definitely. I'm with it.
All right. So now we got a question from Justin Evans, and I'm really excited to hear what you guys have to say. What you guys have to say about this is, what was your goosebump moment in the NFL? Kind of like this exciting nervousness, not your welcome to the NFL moment, but something you're like, wow, like, I can't believe I'm here. Monday Night Football, whatever it is, looking out here on this game.
My goosebump moment, and it's crazy that, you know how they have that saying that it gets ugly before it gets better?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or it gets, worse
it's
before.
Darkest before the dawn, whatever that saying is.
I can honestly say that beyond the whole me getting hurt before I even played the game, the worst part of that process was the moment when I knew I was going to play and I still wasn't Santana.
Oh, I see.
So that was like a goosebump moment for me, because I'm like,
are you kind of scared?
One, I'm scared as all outdoors because I don't have what got me here.
Yeah.
That's confidence and that's health.
Yeah.
And then two, I'm going back home for my first game. I played my first professional game in Miami.
Really?
At Dolphin Stadium against the Dolphins. So I'm like, all this stuff lining up for me to have one of these. Santana Moss coming back home, the players' first game. This is the first round. It's my first year, week 12 or week 13, however late it was in the season. but I'm nowhere near the guy they drafted. My legs still ain't right. My mind ain't right. So you talking about being scared out of the world? Like, I didn't expect to do nothing. I was just hoping I get on the field, do something, and get off the field. Like, honestly, I just
nervous.
I was so nervous, so scared. And it was all because I knew that I didn't have what got me there. I didn't have my wheels under me yet. My legs still felt like I was on one side. You know what I mean? Like, I had that get up. I had that gimp in my limp. And I was just like, man, out of all the places, why would you bring me here to do all this? You know what I mean? So to tell you the truth, my first professional game, man, I was like, please let this thing be over.
Do you have a positive memory where you got goosebumps? Like first touchdown, something like that?
The positive one I can say, because, before you make a play, those goosebumps, I don't even know if you have goosebumps before you make that touchdown, that catch. But I will say, the game that I knew I was going to be in the game plan probably was my first catch. So I caught my first pass that same year, 2 or 3 weeks later, against New England Patriots at home. And by this time, I done got over the little jitters and still wasn't that confident about my knee. But I saw my name getting brought up a lot in the game plan. So I was like, oh, man, I'm going to get a go route, in the game. And I'm like, I don't know. I hope they cover me man because they might.
They're just me and him.
They might not do it, but that's the only way I'm going to get the ball if it's a man look. And like I said, you don't come into the game with goosebumps. You get the goosebumps right immediately before that play happens. Yeah. I break the huddle, and I'm running out, and I'm looking for the guy who's going to be covering, looking at the safeties. I'm like, oh, man, I'm finna get mad. So now I'm getting in my stance. I'm trying not to get too jittery. I get in my stance. I have my little routine. I mean, if anyone go back and look at it, it's identical as I'm telling it. I get in my stance, and I can hear the Patriots sideline like, jam his ass up. You got Moss, better jam him.
Yeah.
So they already letting it be known.
Put your hands on him.
Yeah. And I give a little hesitation off the line of scrimmage to see how he was going to attack me because I wanted him to attack me. Yeah. And he did, and I just shut off. I'm like, I got him.
Yeah.
I said, he done went inside. Yeah. He done showed me that he's scared. Before you know, I look up and he tested Verdi right in the bucket.
Ooh, Vinny.
And I caught it, and I got up I sprinted to the sideline faster than I did to, run the go route. But I was so excited, so ecstatic. Yeah. My first NFL catch. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that was 2 weeks after just starting my first game or playing in my first game. But it was like a moment like no other, man. I remember that game ball. I mean, that catch. I took that ball to the sideline. And that was the ball I gave to my grandmother. You know what I mean? Because that was the woman that when I was growing up, my mother used to take me to see the University of Miami Hurricanes. And that's where it started. Like me watching those games with her and just saying I was going to do that one day. And before know it, I was in the NFL playing.
That's cool. Fred, how about you?
I hate to say it, but my goosebump moments came in your state,
California, baby.
California, the land of dreams. First game ever, right? Rookie year. First game of the year, and I'm studying the film, I'm studying the tape the week of.
Who y'all played?
The Chargers.
Oh, the Chargers.
All right, so me and LaDainian and Tanner, we just got off our senior year bush tour, so we all know each other very well. So I already know about LaDainian. I don't need to study him, but Doug Flutie is the quarterback. All right, so I said, all right, Doug Flutie, short quarterback. He's gonna probably try to throw on the outsides. They got Curtis Conway at one wide receiver. They got Tim Dwight in the slot. So I like, Marty kind of knew what was going on with the team, so he would come in there. He would watch film with me, and he was like, you had a great preseason, gave up basically no catches, but when this season started, they're going to look and see Champ Bailey at one corner, Darryl Green at the nickel, and here come this rookie.
Here come rookie. Let's give him something.
He say, be ready early and often. And I got you. So I want to see the feel of the game. So we was on offense up first. So then I'm watching the game play out. So it's Rodney Harrison on that defense and it's Junior Seau on this defense. And I promise you,
that was a hit stick.
The first quarter of this game, I said it got to be two of him. It got to be a senior and a junior out here because he is everywhere, and it don't seem like he doing this inside the play. It's like the other 10 people got what their assignments are, and just let that loose dog go bite people.
I heard that's how they played him.
That's how they played him.
They're just like, hey man, go.
He'll show up in the A gap. He'll lead the A gap. Show up in the C. I'm like, oh. Yeah, this is real. So now I'm like, all right, the speed of this scene is legitimately faster than the preseason. It's faster. All right, we go out for the first drive. I remember what Coach Schottenheimer said early in the offseason. They tossed the ball, LaDainian, me and LaDainian. All right, I come up, cut the tackle. That's when we could cut the tackle. I cut the tackle, sprint off the ground, make the tackle. So now it's like, all right, I'm dirty. I done got dirty. I done got sweaty out here. Next 2 plays, they run the opposite way. Now it's like 3rd and 8. Like, they coming to me. They got to. They're not going over there. All right, they line up Curtis Conway with me, and I'm teasing him before the game because you know he was dating our lead daughter. And I like, I really do. I really am attracted to you. So,
you're just saying that to him all the time?
Most definitely, because I really was. And
what did he say? What did he say to you?
Just called me a jerk. You know
yeah.
So they line up in the I formation. He off the ball where they motion the tight end, so he bag off the ball. I was like, they finna do play action. And I know
on 3rd and 8.
This is what I'm telling you. They finna do play action. You got to realize this 2001. They are a run-based team.
They don't know how to throw. What's drop back passing?
Yeah, they're not spraying it out because they didn't want to just drop back because Flutie was too short. So they rolled and waggled with him. They did a play action and waggled. He did a deep post. It's just me and Curtis on the backside. And Flutie lets it ring. I was like, oh my God. I seen it leave his hand. I ain't worried about running him down. I can run Curtis down. I got to run this ball down. So you know how I get in slow motion, them last 4 or 5 steps. I catch the ball. It's my first interception. It's my first game. You know, they played on this baseball field. They used to share it with the Padres. Yeah. So I leave off of the grass and I'm diving into the
to the clay.
to the clay. Yeah. And I'm literally like just scarred all up. But I get the interception, and my first interception, so you know I get up, I celebrate. So it's crazy. I'm like, first interception. Now I feel like I belong. Come back later, I got like 5, 6 more tackles, but I'm tackling running backs and tight ends. Then they pitch it to LaDainian again. Bruce end up hitting LaDainian. We end up stripping the ball. So now I got like 9 tackles, a forced fumble, and interception. So I ended up with Defensive Player of the Week.
Did you?
My first game ever. So the Goosebumps was all doing the game.
Yeah.
I had Goosebumps from just watching others. Yeah. Like I said, watching Flutie, watching Junior Seau, watching Rodney Harrison. Tay Cody was a classmate. He was on the other side of the ball. So I was just, the whole day was a Goosebump moment. And I remember when I got back on the bus to leave, you know, everybody dapped me up, young buck, good game. And I remember pulling away, and I was like, man, I can play in that league. Like I can play in this league, and I can stay in this league.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's both great stories. For me, it's simple. Like, and there's a bunch of Goosebump moments, but one that like really sticks out to me was the playoff game in 12. We ran like
Seattle.
Yeah, we ran like double stick in the red zone, and we run that play probably, I don't know, 100 times in the red zone.
Yeah.
And I never get the ball. Just standing there, you know, covered. They drop me in coverage. Robert sees me, delivers a freaking fastball.
Fastball, use a sound.
And I was so juiced. I just, kind of jumped up and caught it.
Yeah.
And I just remember the crowd. Like, it was like, usually when I caught touchdowns, I was so like, I was falling. I couldn't really, and I just was standing there because no one was around me. Yeah. And the crowd was just like, whoa.
And you could feel it on your feet, right?
And you could feel it on your feet. And the air, I felt like the air temperature changed, like, because the breath of the stadium, the lights, and everyone's going crazy. And I thought, man, we're about to win this playoff game, because it was 14-0 after that play. Yeah, and I just I get goosebumps just thinking about it.
Yeah,
like, because it was just like this moment where it's like,
was that game in Seattle?
No, it was here.
It was here. Oh,
and
right.
So it was electric.
When I tell you, it was electric fine, and just as much as it was electrifying, when he got hurt on that sideline, I was literally right there, and I'm like, talking about taking the air out of it, out of the stadium.
Oh yeah.
Ugh. Because we, bro, I remember we came out, and I remember Chris Forrester, he was the offensive line coach at the time. He was like, I remember the week, he's like, no one runs outside zone the way we run outside zone.
Yeah.
And so we came out there, and we are hauling off the ball, sprinting off the ball. And there's clips of them reviewing that playoff game, and Ken Norton Jr. on the sideline being like, we have to contain the run. We have to contain, because we would just run these boys to the side. We were and they had no answer.
Shanahan, I've played against Shanahan's offense. You can't. Bro. They will make the outside people tackle. They say, why wear down the interior?
Yeah.
Make them wear them down by making them run sideline, but wear us down by blunt force trauma.
Yeah, and so we were rolling, touchdown, and there is never, in my whole career probably, there's never been a moment like where I was just there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I was in the moment, cameras, it's just like the thing was electric. That was pretty sweet. And obviously we lost that game.
What's sweet about it, I didn't realize you scored that game.
I did score that game.
Bro, that's big for your career. Like that's a big.
Yeah.
That's like I hate playoff games because you don't get it. They don't count as you know
right.
On your stats.
On your stats.
Yeah.
But for you to have that moment.
It was crazy.
Big,
and then
why only games in the playoffs are all against Seattle? Like we just play Seattle
every time.
Every time we just play Seattle.
You know who else scored that game? You'll never guess. It was running back.
Alfred Moore, not Alfred.
Close.
Halu.
Evan Royster.
Evan Royster.
Evan Royster.
And he scored on a pass play.
Yeah.
It was like double hammer.
Evan Royster.
Double hammer. He scored. Anyway, that was crazy. And obviously didn't turn out. But that was.
We had like 3 of the strangest kind of running backs back in that era. Royster, Halu, and
Alfred
Moore.
Like those, like
none of them are the same.
Nowhere else in the league where you have seen that combination of running backs and be that productive.
But this Shanahan for you, he believe like I tell you something about Shanahan I know. He'll get his linemen, he'll go get them out of Nordstrom's. But he gonna go get him a running back out of Big Lots.
Think about those guys. Think about those guys. So it was Tyler Plumbus was a starting right tackle. Who was a journeyman who had played guard before.
Yeah.
Corey Lichtensteiger. Will Montgomery.
I played with Will Montgomery. By the way,
Chris
30 pounds now.
Yeah, he's tiny. Chris small. Chester and Trent Williams. But like those guys, like you're not like, oh my God. But like schematically, you got after it. And then
Trent and Will handled his thing.
Yeah, he did.
Will and Trent.
And then the running backs, you talking about like Roy. How funny was Roy though?
Bro.
Roy was so funny, my guy. Did you ever talk to him, Fred?
No, I've talked to Roy a couple of times.
Some weird stuff. Talking about, funny ain't the word.
Hey, listen, that's why I love a locker room.
Yeah.
It's like 80 of the most same but different individuals you will ever meet. Is no place organically in America like a football locker room.
I got the funniest. I don't know if I can. I'll save it. I'll tell you guys later. I can't tell you the funniest story about Roy Lou. But anyway, I'll tell you later. All right. So now we got a question from Percy Donaldson. You know him.
That's my best friend from Mississippi. We grew up in the same neighborhood. He's a year under
Percy, wasn't he a little the only child, Percy, right? Get on everybody's nerve on the block.
Here go the funny part. I'm the only child, and he the baby of 7 brothers.
Wow.
All right, now, his brother, he got a brother that's my age. He a year younger than me, but then he got a brother that's a year older than us. Cedric Donaldson, the one that went to LSU, that taught me how to play corner. Now, me and his older brother stayed into it because his other brother tried to teach me, do this. And I'm like, no, I want to do it like this. He's like, no, but he taught me how to play position. So me and him being the youngest out of the group with these, we got taken down through the ringer. Wow. But he was my middle linebacker in college and junior college.
You didn't know this guy.
That's crazy.
If this was the wrong Percy Donaldson.
No, this is Percy Donaldson. This is Percy Donaldson from Mississippi, Northwest Hills. Most definitely, this is the name of our neighborhood. And this neighborhood, I told you that in like a 3-year span, like 8 of us went Division I, all from Florida, LSU, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. My homeboy, Savante.
How do you remember all this stuff, dude?
Because all of us went to high school together. And think about
everything.
Not only did we have all us football players, we had an NBA player, a baseball player.
In your high school?
Yes. No, in my neighborhood. That all went to the same high school. And Savante Screenfeller won the silver in the high jump in the Olympics.
Wow.
Dang.
It was like, so imagine a pickup basketball game or football game.
Mississippi a little props then. They might be putting out a little money, some of the best talent out there.
No, I always say this about talent. Talent come in bunches. If you find one talented guy, look at the guys around him, because it's gonna be like 5 of them.
Somebody had to mold them.
Yeah, somebody had to start it off. Yeah. But so that's the history with Percy Donaldson. That's my guy.
All right, well, Percy, thanks for such great 5 minutes of content there.
And most of these veterans he asking about, when I was here playing, he had a chance to meet and spend time with.
Okay.
Like, so he knows most of these guys.
So before we get into it, his question is, what do you do when you're done playing football? What do guys do? And so again, like just generally, I thought we could talk about a high level. Like I think guys kind of had different things they want to get into, but I find that dudes are pretty successful when they're done. They get into different stuff.
Yeah, I've been saying they do so much different. Like everybody, like I know a lot of shy away from anything sports oriented.
Yeah.
Then I got some guys that they live in the sport because they still coaches, they still training, they still doing this. So some guys do a little bit of both.
Yeah.
They bleed into each other.
Like Kedrick Golston and Kerry Campbell, they're both coaching at Stonebridge. Like Kerry's the DC, Kedrick's the head coach, and like Kedrick didn't do anything with football for a long time because he wanted to be with his family, but now his kids.
And then his boys grew up, started playing football, so they brought him back in.
We're at a camp with them the other day. I think one of his boys is older. Like he's got got an offer from Georgia.
Yeah.
And the other one's like a freshman.
Yeah.
He is locking everybody up. He's playing corner.
Yeah.
Just like we got a couple good receivers, just straight hands to the. And I was like, we can't run concepts because this dude's just checking everybody out.
Well, look at their dad.
Yeah.
Like that's what I tell.
Also, I forgot.
So he putting hands on kids out there.
And he's an 8th grader.
That's what's up.
So you're like, dang. Yeah. How does Stonebridge get all these good players? What's his dad's called?
I've been saying his dad is Stonebridge coach. You can't ever get mad when the coach's son is one of the best players on the team. That just happens, man.
That's how it is.
So, yeah, but those two guys, that's what they're up to. And Mike Sellers,
Mike Sellers, let me give y'all an update on Mike. Mike is doing great. Yeah. He up, smiling. He ain't hooked to machine.
So what happened? Mike had a heart.
He had a heart transplant. Yep. Mm-hmm. He got a new heart. Thank God he got a new heart. And he is doing well. So Mike, he back joking. Mm-hmm. He back.
And Mike was coaching before.
Yeah. Mike was coaching at IMG Academy.
IMG down in Florida.
So most definitely. And he told me, as soon as things get all the way back to normal, he going to try to get back to normal as possible. And I was like, man, this is a second chance. More people don't get that second chance. Enjoy it. So Mike, his wife Jayden, his kids, they all doing well in Florida right now. So the update on Mike Sellers, thumbs up.
Yeah.
That's great.
Then we got our guy Doug Williams. And Doug was on the show 2 weeks ago. Yeah. It's always fun to talk to Doug, but he's a big part of that Hales Tales podcast too.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's giving you all his information, like all the kind of stories, behind the scenes stuff there. But he still works in the building.
No. Doug is in the building. I know why he asked about Doug, but see, he is, out of them 7 boys, they all Cowboys fans. He's the only Washington fan. So he was a Washington fan when we was in junior high school.
Way before you,
Yeah, so Doug was his favorite player.
So he got a chance to see Doug win the championship.
So he loved Doug, and that's his thing. Now, I tell him, me and Doug's daughter go at it in basketball right now. Yeah. His daughter's at Powder, 6 minors at Virginia Academy. So they go head to head. So me and Doug do a lot of traveling together. But that's why he wanted to ask about Doug. Doug doing great. He just being Doug.
Just being Doug. And then, like Will Montgomery's another guy. I coach with him. Yeah. He volunteers coaches. He's like a consultant, very successful.
We have just always been a grounded, good dude. Yeah, man. Most
great dude. And he getting those offensive linemen
just like Casey Raybach. That was my boy, Casey Raybach.
Raybach was on our Playboy All-American tour.
Yeah, Casey
was he really?
Yeah, he's on that picture with us. Raybach.
Wow.
And the red snapper.
Dude, he was so funny. I was so scared of him when I got here.
Ethan Albright.
Yeah.
Ethan Albright was on the Playboy All-American tour?
No,
he was here when we got here.
I know, okay, but I thought he was on the play. I was like,
Ethan Albright, to this day, is one of my favorite teammates.
Redhead.
Do you have a funny story?
The red snapper, what I call it. Let me tell you stuff.
Is it appropriate?
Yeah, it is. Everything with Ethan is.
Why are you whispering it?
No. Me and Ethan, because we chop it up. Like, he's the only long snapper that just chill with the defense constantly.
Nah, he was cool.
Like, just chill with the defense constantly.
Was he?
He was cool.
Oh, when I say so cool, when I'm talking trash to everybody in the locker room, Ethan sitting right there by me. So we talking one day, and Ethan went to the Pro Bowl. And I was a Pro Bowl alternate. He wasn't going to let me live that down. So we sitting over there. He like, you fast, you ain't fast enough. I like, Ethan, go home with that. I said, ain't but you and 2 more long snappers they got to judge from. You getting it from longevity. They giving you the Oprah Winfrey Award.
Just because you old?
Yeah. He like, nah, they ain't. So next thing you know, he goes to the Pro Bowl, but then his rating on Madden like 40.
Oh.
Boy, Ethan loses it. Come on, watch me break this note. I'm like, who you writing a note to, dude? Madden hits him. He writes a letter to Madden telling him what he does.
That's so funny.
Legally ain't correct because nobody makes it to the Pro Bowl under, 80?
Yeah.
He was like, man, just give me my just due. The next time the game came out, he was ranked 75.
Ooh, good for him, though.
I said, Ethan, you got everything you deserve. Now your kids can know that you wasn't a failure because you been over here. Hike a ball. That's all you do.
How long did he play for? Like 15 years?
Oh, 15, 16.
He played for
17, like Ethan
played. It's
played.
crazy he bring up Ethan because, like, I share with you all the time. Like, I barely knew offensive linemen or, certain guys' names because it's just like you just be in a huddle with guys or you just be in a locker room guy. Ethan was a guy, he was going to find his way to your locker.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like he would walk up on you, start a conversation. Now, he did it with me all the time. Like, especially my first year here, he was like, you pretty good, huh? I'm sitting there like,
oh, no, he's an idiot.
Like, what's wrong, man? He's like, just come and say what's up. Just come and holler at you.
Because I don't look
and
like
then he would just sit down he would sit in someone else's locker and just go to strike up a conversation. And from there on, I was like, all right, this is a cool dude, man. Like, he's like, bro, you don't say nothing to no one. You just come in here. I said, you be watching me? He said, of course. Like, you the guy who they keep throwing the ball to, and he don't say anything to nobody. I'm like, man, I'm just coming here for my business. You know, about my business.
So funny.
No, I love that, bro. I love that. But you got to speak to people in here, man. Be thinking you kind of, you know how guys get in little huddles and they be like, well, why he quiet? Or why this guy ain't saying much? So, he was a great guy.
He was a great guy. I told you the first time I met him, I asked him to go give me a garbage bag because I thought he was a janitor.
No.
Yes.
Dog.
And then when he was like,
dog.
He was like, you do?
No,
you an idiot.
But you know what though? If you watch him walking around,
he looks like. Listen,
don't look like a football player.
Don't like nothing
like
about
body
him.
He's tall, he long, and like he bring his kids and they identical.
Yeah,
they look just like this.
I'm
dude.
Like, dude, what are you doing?
I said, bro, they got your whole face.
I don't have to snap. He's like, man, let me tell you something about me. My job, I ain't got but one time to miss. He said, if I slide that ball back that one time, that'll be the last time you see me. So I bet 100 every time we play. Yeah. I promise you, we ain't never had a bad snap with Ethan Albright.
Yeah, that's cool when those guys can kind of sit in. So that's what guys are doing, right? You know, they're all kind of doing different stuff. And guys, thank you so much for your questions and made this show possible. So we can do another show like this maybe at some point later this offseason. Please leave more questions at ThatHawkOutside@gmail.com. We really appreciate it. And that's going to do it for today's show. That's it.
Peace.